Second.
I'm going to take the liberty of welcoming the new folk that are here. We've got a good number of new folk here, and just to say, it's great to, well, I can't actually see you, but it's great that you've come here. I can see some of you. So thanks very much for all the newbies for coming along. There's a good few folk here from DGHP, from Cathcart. Vicky, I've seen you at a few things, but it's really nice to see all the new folk here. So thanks so much for joining us today. Sorry, Lisa, I just stepped in there.
No, you're
I'll
okay.
step out
You're
again.
Okay.
I'm stepping out.
Can I just check before you go, Leslie? Can everybody see that?
No. No, your presentation isn't there, Lisa.
Right.
I've got it down the bottom if you want me to share it.
Yeah, if you can, Leslie.
Okay, and then just tell me when to move the slides. Okay. Can everybody see that? Okay, Lisa, can you see that, everybody?
Yep.
Yeah, everybody's on mute, Leslie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, right, that's fine. Okay, Lisa, if you just tell me when to shift, just nod or furiously or wave at me, then I can do that. But because I can only see you.
Leslie, Lisa can take control of it.
Right, okay, Lisa, do you want to take?
Wait a minute, I seem to have lost everybody now.
I can still hear you, so you're still there.
I still can't see anything.
Oh. You know.
Can other folks see stuff? Can other people see the presentation?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah.
Leslie.
Leslie, just remember everybody's on mute just now, so that's why nobody's answering. We're putting in the chat.
Right, okay, thanks. So I think Anne Rocks can't see. If the rest of you, if you can see, I'll not be able to see the chat because I've actually got the presentation. As long as Lisa's there, if we can just make a start and we can send the presentation out to folk.
You can actually, Leslie, you can actually just move it over.
Well, I can't because all I can see is the screen. I've got no control. Hold on, I'll give control. That's it. Right, okay, I can see it now. Oh. Right.
Lisa, you're still there?
I'm still here.
Yes, I'm still here. It's just I don't know if I'm
up now. You should be able to control it. There's a bit up the top that says request control.
Yeah, I need to get on that page. Wait a minute. Request control. Right. That's it.
Allow. Right, okay, that's you. You've got control, Lisa.
Okay. Right. Sorry everybody, just a couple of technical issues. I can't see the presentation, although it's letting me control it. Great fun. Right, okay, I'll just do it. I'll just do it this way. Okay, so as Leslie says, thank you very much everybody for coming along. So this is our first kind of membership chat that we've ever had. We have had plenty of other webinars. Hopefully you've been along to some of them, but today we're specifically talking about membership. So Leslie, do you mind if I give you this back? This isn't working properly on Mings.
Yep, no problem. Okay.
And I'll just tell you when to go to the next slide, if that's okay.
Yep.
Sorry about this, folk. The joys of technology. So if we just go on to the second slide, so why are we holding this webinar?
So that's going back one, is it?
Yeah, so that's the very first one. Just after the introduction.
Right, next one.
Yep, that's us. Okay, so as our current members will know, it's coming up to renewal time. So this is usually when we go over our renewal time for our membership. And because obviously it's been a really difficult year this year, we want to hear, have we done enough for our members this year? Could we have done more? Obviously we've done a lot of things online, but we appreciate that's not getting to everybody. We also want to encourage new members to join as well. So we're always trying to hear of good stories from our current members to share with new people who are thinking of coming along and joining us, to hear what we can improve on. So is there anything that you think, oh, they could have done better? For example, this presentation. I'm sure. But unfortunately, IT just takes over, doesn't it? And we can't control it. And also to hear what it's like about being a member. So if you're a tenant member, what's your experience like as being a TPAS member? If you're a landlord member, what's your experience like as being a landlord member? And to discuss the future of being a member. So what's it going to be like? Are we going to go back to eventually doing face-to-face meetings only? Or is this going to suit people who maybe need to travel a long time to get to meetings? So does this maybe suit? Are we maybe going to do half and half? Is it a good way of engaging with people? Or do you think, no, I prefer the face-to-face? So let's talk about the future as well. Next slide, Leslie. So some of the benefits we think being a member of TPAS is, we're all professionals here, everybody, we've got a small team, but everybody that's in that team have all got different backgrounds in housing or community work. So we've all got a good knowledge of experience. So if one of us comes across something, if somebody comes, oops.
That's all right. It's all right.
Okay. If somebody comes across something that another person's never experienced, there's always another member of the team that says, actually, I've dealt with that before, and I can help. I can give you a bit of advice. Free membership for tenants. If you're a tenant group and your landlord is a tenant, is a member, then there's a free membership for you. Training, we do various training on different things, and we usually listen to what our customers need. So if you're a member and you say, actually, we need training on this, for example, Tony's doing scrutiny training just now, which again is online, but there's a lot of new groups being created because obviously of COVID and stuff as well, and they've never done scrutiny before. So what does scrutiny mean? And Tony's doing some training there. We also have done things like finance training, how landlords manage their budget, how you can, as a tenant, have an input on changing a policy. We do various training, and we're always there to support you as well. Attendance at AGM and voting. So if you are a member, you've probably came along to the AGM and you do have voting rights there as well. Keeping you up to date with legislation, you'll know that, I mean, legislation changes a lot, and sometimes it can be quite, if you actually go onto the website and look at it, it's quite difficult. It's quite difficult reading. So what we do is we get some narrative and we send it round all our members, and sometimes that gets a discussion going as well. Discounts on training events. So if you do come along to any training events, there's discounts there for members. Sharing good practice through members' queries. We have, for those who aren't members just now, we have something called members' queries. So a landlord or maybe a tenant will come across something and say, I've no experience of this whatsoever. Has anybody else dealt with this? A good example of that is maybe COVID. When COVID still first came out and we were all in lockdown, we were all working from home, people were saying, how are we engaging with our tenants? What are you using? Some people were using Zoom, some people were using Teams, some people were using WebEx, other people were just phoning people, and other people haven't really done much at all. So it's good to learn from the other members as well. And then on our website, what we do is we collate all the answers and we publicise them for our members. So it's good to know what's happening in Scotland as well, throughout Scotland. Discounts on our annual conference. Our annual conference is obviously quite famous. We have maybe up to about 400 people come to that, and they're really, really successful, and they're really, really enjoyable as well. And unfortunately, we had to cancel it this year because of COVID, but we hope that we'll be having another one possibly next year. And if you're a member, you get a discount on coming to that. We've always had really good feedback about our annual conference. Access to members area on the website, there is a specific area, especially on our new website, it should be up and running for all our members, that you can go on and you get information in there that you can't get anywhere else on the website purely because you're a member. Recognise accreditations. We do accreditations. We do the bronze, silver and gold awards that for landlords, but that's also, it recognises the good work that tenants do as well, and landlords engaging with tenants. So that's a really good scheme there. The latest news, your online e-sign. So we've got online newsletters, basically just telling you what's going on, and again it's quite good. It tells you what we're doing as staff at TPAS, what other landlords are doing throughout Scotland, and we usually send that through an email. I think if anybody specifically wants it in paper form, we can do that as well. Joint working with our partners, TPAS England, TPAS Wales, and supporting communities in Northern Ireland. So again, we might come across something in Scotland that we've never came across again, and we might get a member's query that nobody kind of really knows the answer to. So we can go overseas to Northern Ireland and say, have you ever done this? Or we can speak to people, our sister colleagues in England. So there's that kind of close networking that we do with them as well. Joint working with our partners, as I say, expert and friendly advice. So we do see ourselves as a friendly face of tenant participation. I hope any newcomers coming to this today would realise that. When we first joined in, what we do is we just have a wee chat with each other, because we are all friends here, I hope. We're still professional, but we're friendly at the same time. And discounts on our Housing Professional Conference. So we have a Housing Professional Conference which is purely for the staff. So that can be tenant participation staff, housing officer staff, anybody that's involved in tenant participation. And again, that's where we have workshops and we bounce off ideas and we network with each other. And again, they're really good. And we're an independent voice as well. So if tenants aren't engaging very well with the landlord, sometimes it's good for us to step in, because we are independent, and we've not got any qualms there in kind of speaking to the tenants and listening to their issues that maybe they don't want to speak direct to the landlord about, and helping to resolve them. So that's some of the benefits we think being a member is. Next slide, Leslie. New ventures. So new ventures that's happened this year is obviously our new website. We've got a new website up and running. We're still doing some work on it, so it's not 100% complete, but it's there's been a lot of hard work went into it. I hope everybody who is members, or even if you're not a member, you can go on and just look at the website. I hope you find it useful, but if you've got any feedback on it at all, let us know. We're doing the tenant participation certificates, so that's actually recognised qualification. It's an endorsed certificate, and what we're the first in Scotland to do a certificate purely on tenant participation. So that's a big thing for us, and we done that because one of the feedback that we were getting where it'd be good to have a qualification purely on tenant participation, because there's so much to it. So that is online and it's only just started. The staff at TPAS are doing it as well. And then what we're going to do is we are also qualified assessors on it as well. So that has just started. We started doing disco chats, which in top of our webinars, we're doing like a short 15-20 minute disco chat. I don't know if anybody's joined in them. We've only had a couple so far. So Graham done one on affordability. I done one on working from home, and I think we've got another couple coming up. I think Graham's doing one on retrofitting. Now I don't know what retrofitting is, so I'm going to go along to that one and find out. I think it's to do with refurbishment, but that should be quite an interesting one. And the disco chats again are really informal, and it's just a wee short 15-minute presentation and then maybe a chat for 10 minutes just to discuss it. We've had quite good feedback on them as well. And we've done our online webinars. I think they started at the beginning of lockdown because we thought we still want to engage with our customers. And these have been free, apart from the training ones, the only ones that we charge for the training ones. All the other ones have been free, so, and they've been really successful. Next page, Leslie. That says, so now this is a bit where it comes to you. So this is a bit where we'll take you off mute, and you can tell us. We want to hear from tenants, we want to hear from landlords, and we want to hear from, if you're not a member and you're thinking about becoming a member, if you feel comfortable, put your hand up and speak to us. We want to know things like, what do you like? What can we improve on? What other things would you like us to do? What do we do well? Your feedback on our new website, because that's really important. Do you think we offer value for money? And what would you say to encourage new members? So I'm just going to stop the presentation just now, and we'll take you off mute. And if you want to speak, you can put your hand up and we'll have a wee discussion.
Thanks, Lisa.
And Rox's got her hand up.
Yeah, and Sharon. So,
And Sharon.
and somebody from Link, S row. Okay, so we'll start with Anne and then Sharon and then the person from Link. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll just take notes while we're doing this wee bit. So I'm listening.
Thanks, Lisa. Is that because I dipped in there? Okay,
No,
Anne.
no, it's okay. I just don't want folk to think I'm not listening. Sorry, Anne.
On you go, Anne. You need to unmute. There you go.
should all get a job on live telly because you deal with
Thank you.
I'm a tenant
Uh-huh.
member of TPAS. I belong to a Federation 5.
Mm-hmm.
The conferences are really good.
Thank you.
You get an awful lot out of the networking that you do with other people that are there. And you also get the feeling that you get to hear that they've done, you know, oh, we've done that, and that's how we dealt with it. You share good practice, you get things. I haven't yet been on the website, my bad. But it just, I think it makes you feel you're not alone, you're not struggling. There's always somebody there that you can ask something.
That's great, Anne. Thank you for that. We'll take that as a huge compliment and really pleased to hear that, Anne. Thank you.
Thanks, Anne.
For me, I have mobility problems.
Uh-huh.
And an all day long thing is too much for me.
Yeah.
But if I could dip in and out and do it via Zoom or Teams or whatever, that from my point of view would be brilliant.
That's great, Anne. Thanks for that. Appreciate that comment. Thank you. So I've got a few folk here with questions. I'm going to move on to Sharon.
Hi, Leslie. Sharon from Larkfield in Greenock.
Hi, Sharon from
Larkfield House. I'm well, thanks. You?
Yeah.
So I think TPAS have done really well this year, particularly during lockdown. You know, I think you've added a lot of things in. We've taken part in some of your at the start of lockdown. You didn't call it disco chats. Can't remember what you called it. It was like a TP. You know, how are y'all coping?
Yeah. We've got one this afternoon at 2 o'clock, Sharon.
I can't make that one. Okay. I put my apologies in already, but it was. But the thing that actually has been really helpful, I think, is the member queries. When that comes round and you answer that, and then you see everybody else's feedback from that. That sometimes I think has been really helpful during lockdown. And the additional training that you've been added this year, I think, has been really good. And I just had a question about the disco chat, so I haven't managed to get to any of the disco chats because always at a time when I've got something else on. But are they recorded? Can they be, like, is the presentation able to be sent round? Can we just press that, Elaine?
Yes, they are. They're recorded, and if there's a presentation, yeah, we can circulate that to you. So do you want us to send you the last two, Sharon?
Yeah,
You
the
missed the last two?
affordability one was the one that was
Right.
particularly probably most. But yeah, if you send me both, that would be great.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that's fine.
Brilliant. Thanks, Sharon. So next I had S. Rowe from Link.
That was Sharon.
Oh, of course, from Link. Oh my goodness.
Catherine Coote.
Link, Ladfield, it's all
Yes,
sort of one thing.
I've got Catherine Coots, then Alistair, then Louise. So Catherine.
Hello.
Hi, Catherine.
Hi.
Okay.
Full disclaimer, I've got two hats on here. I'm the Tenant Participation Officer for Castle Hill Housing Association, but I'm also a board member of TPAS. So I am a little bit biased, perhaps, but I would just like to say, in terms of value for money, you can't beat it. You know, when you look back, when I look back over the training, the information sessions, the access to information, the networking opportunities, you know, all that, you know, for my membership fee for this past year, it's just been absolutely incredible. The range of work that's been going on is just, you know, it just blows my mind that there's been so much going on, not just, you know, this last year under the circumstances, but, you know, across Scotland for so many years, and TPAS have a huge reach, you know, in terms of that. So yeah, I think TPAS should be patting themselves on the back.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Vicky, I've got you. I've not forgotten you, but it's Alistair Mackenzie was next, and then Anna. Hi, Alistair.
Hi, Alistair Mackenzie from the Western Isles. A couple of quick questions. The membership. Now, I'm the chair of the Western Isles Tenants Forum. But I couldn't see on the website fee for the forum or federations website. Is that still going to be the same as last year?
Yes, it is.
It is, right, that's great. And the other thing was really, when would you be looking to run the tenant participation certificate course again?
Can I come in that one, Leslie and Lisa?
Yep.
Yeah.
The pilot's taking part just now, Alistair.
Yep.
The first dual one is going to start in September. We have a waiting list just now. We've got 12 in the waiting list, and we only take a maximum of 16 at any one point. So I would say to anyone who's wanting to do the TP certificate, if you want to go on to the first course of it, again, as I say, in September, then if you could get in touch with me as soon as possible, please.
Right, thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, Alistair. So I've got Louise Mitchell next. I can see all the hands up, folks. I'm not forgetting you. Trying to get the queue right. Right, Louise?
Hiya. First of all, you have been doing an absolutely grand job. Everything I've asked for help or asked for advice, or every stupid question I've sent in, somebody has given me an answer one way or another. But then I just wanted to pick up when Lisa was saying about kind of when things start to go back to normal, maybe having some kind of blended way of having your meetings. So what Weslow have been doing, you'll know, Leslie, because you're helping us go through the transfer of engagement. So whenever we're having an all staff meeting, our chief exec and whoever else is in the office are in the office with a video camera, so we can see the boardroom, and then the rest of us join on Teams. So that would be a really good way to do kind of future blended meetings. So you have the room full of people who want to attend, then a video camera in the room and Teams set up so that people can interact from home in that meeting.
Yeah, that's great, Louise. Thank you. There's a few other ones. I heard one the other day called Near Me, which I'd never heard of before.
Yeah.
And apparently it's used a lot by the health board. So you can, so what's being suggested is it's so for, you know, when lockdown's unlocked, there will still people who will feel uncomfortable about not going into a one-to-one with their housing officer. So if you join with Near Me, then you can be put into a virtual interview room sounds quite scary, really, doesn't it? But you can make appointments and things like that. So there's a few out there, you know, there's a few, but that's useful, Louise, and thanks for your kind words. I really appreciate that. So Vicky Mackenzie, and then Anna. I've not forgotten you, Anna.
Can I just say how much I've enjoyed all the things that TPAS have put on this year. It's been great, and I've attended a few.
Thank you.
I do love conference, I have to say. So I've made a few new friends over the years in conference, so, and learned a lot from other TP organisations. I'm also very interested, like Alistair, in your TP accreditation course, and I have expressed this with Carol, so hopefully you've got me on your waiting list for September.
You are just this morning, Vicky.
Thank you. So that's great. But the other thing I was thinking about when Louise was talking about, you know, the blended kind of thing, I think that would be great for many people in the future, because like I'm there, you know, not all of us can get out all the time and miss one. But I was thinking about what we were saying about sending around the recordings and things like that. Now, I like your new website. So is there any chance that you can post these on the website as well, so that we can dip in and out of the ones that we want, you know, and it'll save you sending them all around to everybody who wasn't there.
Yeah, on the website.
They should be on the website. They should be on.
Have you not met our marketing person? She makes sure the recordings are available as soon as the meeting finishes.
I mean, I've seen some of them, the ones that I haven't been able, and some of the ones I have attended, you know, but I haven't been right through all the new website yet.
All right. If you go through the website, if there's any you can't find, send us a wee email and we'll make sure it's on there for you. Sometimes, just depending on the editing, it sometimes take a wee bit longer to go on, but they should all be on there for you.
I mean, I think that's a brilliant resource for people who can't, maybe the timing is wrong, you can't get along to one of these things that you want to, or you've forgotten what was said, you know, 6 months later, and you can dip back in and say, well, I remember who said that, you know. Yeah. And it was great. So yeah, you're doing a grand job, ladies. Just
that's very kind. Thank you. Thank you. So Grace, oh no, it's Anna. Oh, sorry, Anna. Nearly forgot about you.
Well, it's very brief. I agree wholeheartedly with what everybody's been saying. I just particularly wanted to say, I think Elaine should get a gold medal for keeping everybody in touch with what's happening, when it's happening, and all the rest of it. That was all, and I agree with what everybody else has been saying about the conference, etc.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much, Anna. Thank you. Grace? Hi, Grace. Hello, Grace.
Still on mute, Grace.
Hello.
Hi, Grace.
Hello. Just a comment and a question. My comment is that, as you know, I'm the tenant participation for Parkhead Housing Association, and I've learned a lot through TPAS by going to conferences and all the other workshops that you do. I've now gone on to work in the community and encouraging people to join TPAS. So some of the groups are here today just to understand how it works. But it's only a few today. I know I've invited you before to come and speak to our panel with Parkhead. I might have to do that again for this group. And secondly, as we are in the process of joining, I've been speaking to Elaine, but we will then need help for our landlord to become a member. So the landlords to become a member. So we're going to have to discuss with you on a one-to-one as to how we go about doing that.
Yeah, that's great. Grace, we can certainly do that. And I'd be happy to speak to, I know you've got a new chief executive, and I'd be happy to speak to your chief exec about what membership of TPAS means.
Can I just come in there as well? Sorry, folks. Grace, Parkhead are members.
No, the community group is not.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
No problem.
Our members.
No problem, Grace. We can see what we can do. Nice to speak to you, Grace.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Cheers. So Colin and then Anne again. Colin Stewart.
Hi, yeah, I just say that I think he's kept us very entertained last year. You did a lot of meetings, and it was great to be able to speak to people when we first went into lockdown, and it continued. I think the benefits of this sort of thing. So this morning I've been at the CIH conference, and then I've come out of that to come on to this, and I'm joining them for afternoon tea this afternoon. So it gives you that chance of going to a few conferences without having to choose them. Your website's great, vast improvement. I really liking it.
Thank you.
Just to say on the Near Me, I use that for one of my organisations that I run, and it is really good for doing a session with a client. It's not very good for holding meetings,
right,
but
okay.
it doesn't work for that. And also it takes a lot of strain from the NHS servers, so it's not something that I would say for people to use unless it's for something related to the NHS.
Right, okay.
And just one last thing on the blended for the future. I was actually talking to George Walker this morning, because when I go to a meeting in Glasgow or Edinburgh, it's a 5-hour round trip for a 1 or 2 hour meeting.
Yeah.
But I miss not going into the office and seeing people. So I'm going to probably be doing something like go to the office for 2 out of 3 meetings and then and do it on video, because it's so much easier.
Okay, that's great. Thank you for that, Colin. Appreciate your comments and your input there. Thank you. So we've got Anne again, and then Hugh. Anne Rocks.
Oh, here's Anne. Here's Anne Rocks.
Yeah.
Hi, Anne.
Could I get the website address, please? And do you need a password for it?
What?
Sorry, I missed it. What, you're looking for the website address, Anne?
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, we can send that to you. We'll send a link to you when the session's finished.
That would be brilliant. Do I need any kind of password to get into it?
No, you just go straight in. There is members only areas, but once the membership stuff will be going out this month for next month, so you'll get that probably next month actually. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Anne. And Sir Hugh. Sir
Hi, folks. Just wanted to compliment everybody because this organisation, of which I'm a board member, by the way, I've got to add, and this is a delightful way of telling folk that the board members are absolutely the best bunch of nutters I've ever worked with in my life. So, but you know, the whole concept of an organisation like TPAS relies on the membership, and the membership makes up the body of the whole concept of the organisation and what it does. And it's for that purpose that it works so well. And you've heard all the testaments earlier. I'm not going to add any more to that. I think it's brilliant. I've been involved with TPAS for many, many years now, long before I was a board member. And I've never had anything other than praise, because the job that they do is fantastic. It's not only getting the job done in terms of telling us what's on the go in terms of tenant participation or legislation or anything else, but it's also available at a minute's notice, almost. And I've got to thank the board, because without their expert guidance, and none of us are really absolute experts in everything. We all learn from each other, and that's the good thing about TPAS. We learn from each other. And I just want to add one final thing. On the scope, when it becomes the future, should we ever get out of this COVID mess, could we consider, say, joined up working in terms of, if we're meeting face to face, that's fine, but we could also have the computer link involved, so that folk that have to travel, like Colin, from Aberdeen area and all that, could join us in a linked meeting, as well as seeing folk who are sitting face to face. I think that would be really beneficial in the future. So thanks for that.
Thanks. I think we've got another couple of questions then. We've got a question for you. So in order, it's Florence next. Hi, Florence.
Hello.
Are you on mute? Hi, Florence. Are you there, Florence?
Yes, I was just trying to get it unmuted. Sorry.
Okay. Hi, thank you.
I just want to say thank you to TPAS. I enjoyed any of the conferences that I've been at. The knowledge learned is admirable. It's just that extra help is what you need. In the future, I was just, the gentleman before me brought up what I wanted to say, that I hope there would be that link.
That's great.
Be there face, and those who are unable to go, disability or distance, or for some other reason, they would be able to connect. That would be a good idea, and then they will not lose out in the knowledge that you are passing on. And
okay, that's brilliant.
I agree with everybody else. Thank you so much.
Very kind. Thank you, Florence. I've got Carol Hannaford and then Lilius, and then I've got a question for you. So, Carol.
Hi, it's just to say that we had some virtual training from TPAS during lockdown, and I was quite amazed how well it worked. Even with tenants who phoned into the meeting, we got the presentation beforehand, so they were able to see a copy. So it went really well, and I would certainly recommend, rather than dragging 12 tenants down to Glasgow, it went really well to have the training delivered in Aberdeen virtually. So I'd certainly do it again, and thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you so much. If it wasn't for everybody in this room, we wouldn't exist. So I have to say thank you to everybody who's here and who's contributed, because without you, there wouldn't be a TPAS. So thank you. Lilius?
I just wanted to reiterate what Hugh was saying about being able to do virtual as well.
Yeah.
I'm getting to an age where travelling into Edinburgh or Glasgow is getting a wee bit much more difficult, walking with a stick and getting off trains and things, And I've really enjoyed being with TPAS and my own network and everything on virtual. Maybe it's made me a wee bit lazy, I don't know. But, as I say, I just love TPAS anyway. I really feel that I'm connected, as a tenant.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. It's feeling great. Just one question we've got for you. So everyone's been really complimentary, and we've talked about blended, and so because I would be really disappointed if I didn't get to travel anymore. I think I'd be heartbroken.
Yeah, you're young.
Well, I love you, Lilius. I think you're needing new prescriptions for specs as well. Is there anything that we don't do, or any other services that you think that we could do? If you can't come up with anything just now, we'd welcome your suggestions later on. But we're always keen to find out. I wonder if, what our members would like us to do. If there's anything else, anybody get any suggestions? No, you can always come back to us if anyone can think of anything, because I think today has kind of confirmed that we're on the right track, and we really appreciate that you feel supported throughout the pandemic and on into the future. Lilius.
I just want to say, I think it's been particularly good, and I think the other ladies that live on their own, and gentlemen obviously as well, that it's kept us all connected during this horrible time that we've had,
Yeah.
I'm maybe just repeating what everybody said, but that's just how I feel that, it's been really good. Mental, for mentally.
We could set up a dating service.
Oh, well, there you go. No, I think I'm past that. 25 years I went with this year, so no.
So unless anyone's got anything else, has anybody got any final points that they want to make? Any comments? Colin?
I was just going to say that the 30-minute and hour meetings are great. You wouldn't be able to do that face to face because people wouldn't do all the travelling. So it's those kind of things, when we go back to face, still do them because they're great.
Thank you, Colin. Thank you. And Alistair?
Hello.
Yeah. Just wanting to say, these meetings are absolutely fantastic, and there's a fantastic team within TPAS.
Thank you.
Top to bottom, maybe not Hugh on the board, but you know.
He's not saying anything. He's keeping
And,
his own counsel.
as for Elaine, she's just an absolute
Star.
godsend.
Thank
She's
you.
Sending stuff out to us,
Yeah.
you know, all hours of the day and night. Tell her to take some rest.
Oh, I try, Alistair. I certainly try. So someone put their hand up, and hold on a wee minute because I can see a
Moira.
hand up.
Moira.
Oh, Moira.
Moira.
Hello there. I just want to say that it's so nice that the two Elaines really show that they love their jobs, you know. After all this time, they still love their jobs. And that comes across in oodles and bundles and things about that. Yeah.
I'm curious, who's the other Elaine, Moira?
Elaine Schooler and you. Yes.
Oh.
So.
Leslie, that's
Leslie, yeah, sorry.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
That's somebody else who's just come in, Michael Carberry.
Yeah, I saw that. Hi, Michael. I think we're just, has anyone got any other, sorry, Michael, we're just winding up now. If there's anything you wanted to ask or add.
My apologies for missing it.
No problem. No, we'll send you the recording.
Okay.
Cheers, Michael. Thanks. Anybody get any other comments or any other points they want to make? I would normally say have a safe journey home, but have a safe journey to click us off, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.